Yes! Yes, Televipers! Do my bidding! Cut in on the slaughterhouse frequency! From now on, Cobra Convergence belongs to me! Cobra Commander! Attention, people of the world! I am the Supreme Commander of Cobra. You may bow if you wish. First Cobra Convergence, and then the world! Cobra!
Space Station, calling the slaughterhouse. Space Station, calling the slaughterhouse. This is Action Force Space Commander. I have blocked Cobra's incoming transmission. You shouldn't have any more interruptions from Cobra Commander. Triad Squadron. Our cruisers in Sector 14 need reinforcements. Prep for immediate dust-off.
Space Commander.
I've not used this before, so I'm just trying it out.
Like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over, just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Hey buddy, no strangers here. These times I hold them dear. My door's open, so come on in. This was great, let's do it again. Like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly. Do you wanna come over? Just like the old times, we'll hit pause and then hit a rewind. You wanna come over? Just like the old days, and we'll watch the time just fly.
Cobra! Yeah. Hey, we are 1 week into Cobra Convergence 8. It's been a week already. We kicked it off last week, and here we are doing it again. We love Cobra Convergence so much. What's that? Cobra Convergence so nice, we'll do it twice? We might even do it 3 or 4 times. Hey, Nate, yeah. I want to say, I want to thank you for doing this show. We're up to 11 episodes. This is our 11th one. We've hit double digits. We hit them last week. And I just want to say I've loved every minute of it, going through G.I. Joe. Do you want to explain to the people who are watching what exactly this show is?
So this show is basically Zazel introducing generally one figure to me each week, because I know very little about G.I. Joes. I haven't got many in my collection. Was never really, I didn't get to watch the cartoons when I was a kid, so my G.I. Joe knowledge is very, very limited. I have a basic knowledge, but yeah. So Zazel's been introducing me to all kinds of awesome characters, broadening my knowledge base, and yeah, we have a lot of fun doing so.
I would say by 11 episodes, you know a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. Now I know.
You know what they say?
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commander.
I don't know. Did that play? That didn't play right for me. Did that play right?
It played right for me.
Good. I'm going to do it one more time anyway. You know why?
Thank goodness.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commander.
Thank goodness for Spacey saving us from the garbled transmission there at the start. That was well done.
Well, Cobra Commander almost took over. Hey, you know what we've got today? We've got a couple of guests. One that we planned for and one that we didn't. So let's introduce our guests right after these short messages.
This is Sky, mate. G.I. Joe will be right back.
Very short messages. It's our buddy Gaz and our buddy Adam.
Hey guys, ring a bell.
We're here to talk Joes. We'll say hi to the chat real quick. We've got coming in real early was David Samuel Blaine, 11 months of membership. Thank you, buddy. If you want to be a member or a channel supporter, there is the links in the channel in the description. Sorry, and he also sent us a $2 super sticker. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. We also have super awesome Geek Show with a hey.
Got to meet and hang out with that guy at Joe Fest.
Oh, brilliant. Daredevil Dave is here saying hi to another David. So we've got double David duty today. Speaking of double duty, Adam saying good morning. Well, good evening from us.
Now,
How are you, Michael? He's saying good morning from North Carolina. I got to spend some time in North Carolina last year. In fact, this time last year, I was staying in North Carolina for a little bit. Timbo's in here. There's a ringing in my ear.
Yeah, there is.
Sorry about that.
Love
Kenny, what's up, guys? Kenny's at work, and he'll watch later. Now, if you do want us to call in sick for you, Kenny, that is a service that we provide.
My
Just let
favorite
us
thing
know.
to do.
G'day, Legends. Takes one to know one. Rob Vegas. Speaking of Legends, we also have Kiwis, G.I. Customers and Collection. I got to hang out with the duo of brothers on that channel. They made me laugh until my cheeks hurt. Yes, please do hit that like button. G'day all, chasing 80s toys, coming in with an Aussie. Oi. Rounding the corner at number 1, G-Force Racing 20. Good morning, Legends. Good morning to you. Sonny's Sundries. Hello, everyone. Sonny, I got to say your last video made me chuckle. Michael Mercy with a fist bump and a thumb kiss. Gaz's go-to. Johnny Sorensen with a hydrorific dude. Phil! It's Phil! Phil's here. Hey! Speaking of Aussies, we got Brendan Haley. How are you, mate? Back in Australia? Maybe? Let me know. Zombie Hunter 115. We do know that those are confirmed kills. 115 and counting zombies. That makes him a very successful hunter, in my opinion. And I think I've caught up. Am I missing anyone? Am I missing? I think we're... Oh, and coming in hot in the city tonight from Illinois, Robert. How are you, buddy? Good to see you.
You don't know how true that statement is.
Hot in Illinois. Hot in the city tonight.
A bit toasty around here.
What do we need to do?
I love the heat.
What do we need to do before we can get into the show?
We got to do the thing.
We're going to do the thing. Play the thing.
It's time for everyone's favorite educational program, Oh, Ring a Bell.
Yay!
I think Zazel has the record for the most intros ever played in a video.
I do love it.
I think we're live with this episode.
I don't ever have slides usually, but I have a lot of clips. TJC, how are you, buddy? We got to hang out over at TJC's channel as well. It was brilliant. Good times. It was 4:30 in the morning, but it felt like 4:30. Yeah. But it was fun. It was fun, though. It was good stuff. Great to, if you've got chores to do, chuck that on. Finish the dishes. What do you guys think of these sunnies?
I was going to say, you look like 1999 WCW Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah, well, Tell me what you think of them now.
You look like, what was that Cosby Show spinoff?
Oh, yeah. Who was that? I know
Wayne.
what you're talking about. Yes. But the difference between me and those sunnies is that I can also wink.
I love how tickled you are.
You look like
They're good.
You look like a dad who's just way into metal detecting. Like way into metal detecting.
I'm glad you mentioned that because look what I found.
No.
Another pair. Anyway, happy Cobra Convergence, guys. Nate, your video hasn't dropped yet for Cobra Convergence, but what date does your video come out?
It'll be this Sunday, the 14th.
Ooh, Sunday the 14th. Remember that movie? It was a very lesser-known sequel to Saturday the 15th. Hey, the Cock Boys are here.
Hello.
Good evening. I don't know. Maybe I'm overcompensating by being super nice on this show because I was a little bit mean to Gaz on the last one, if you remember correctly, Gaz.
You were?
I had an attitude, apparently.
You were mean to me?
Yeah, you called me out. You're like, yeah. Well, go back and watch it. I didn't think I was.
You were so mean that he's blocked it from his memory.
Yeah, repressed memories. Gaz.
I don't think I was mean. I think I said I made a comment that may have been a little bit too brash. I can't remember what it is now. Can you flip just one lens up? I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it the right one? It might be mirrored. Hang on.
Wait. Hold on. Do the other one. I think it's Major Blood.
Yeah, it's made the blood.
Toy plays.
Really. What are the sunglasses for? Don't think we have such a thing here in the UK. You should never see the sun. True. I'm wearing sunglasses today because I've got all these bright stars in front of me. All these very good friends of mine. But I'll put them away so you can see my baby blues. You know, true story. I'm a bit of a squinter, right? I squint a lot. And my son, who's just turned 18, he said to me the other day, and he goes, I only just realized you have blue eyes. And I was like, what? And he goes, you just squint so often that I just never see the color of your eyes.
And then the Cats in the Cradle starts playing in the background.
Yeah. Like, then I took the metal detector out to find some silver spoons.
That's right.
Ooh.
Have you guys ever gone to the beach and actually seen someone like with a metal detector? Like, so one time in my life, we were at Sandbanks Provincial Park in Trenton, Ontario. And guy comes out, and it's like he was playing a bit character. He had cargo shorts on. He had like the bucket hat, and just beep 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 beep. I'm like, what treasures are you going to find on the beach in Ontario, Canada?
I'll tell you what treasures we're looking for today. The deepest treasures are found under the sea. Now, we need a little bit of a backstory when we're talking about today's characters. We're talking about the Hydro Viper. Nate, I don't know if you were there for it, but we had a games night where we were talking about, I think it was like top 10 Cobra army builders potentially.
No, it was the
water-based
GI Joe figures.
Right.
And it was the Family Feud one, so it was based on the surveys that I do, and I use very popular internet search engines, and I came up with a number of water-based GI Joes. There was Torpedo, there was Deep Six, there was Wetsuit, there was a few others, and then Gaz. There was one category left, and he guessed, and he guessed it wrong.
What did I say?
I forget. He said something crazy. I was some obscure.
I said Cobra Eel.
Some obscure bottom of the rung army builder, the Cobra Eel, and it was revealed that that sensor was the Hydro Viper. And if you think about a water-based character, he's got hydro in the name. Like, I think it's a pretty safe bet. If you said that you were brash in the last episode with Gaz, Zazel, I thought if I was in the same room with Gaz, he's going to throw something at me. The fact that he said Hydro Viper, and I don't know if he vomited on screen or it was off screen, but it was like the most offensive thing I've ever done in my entire life was suggest the Hydro Viper was a water themed GI Joe figure.
Although he's a
running gag.
To be in over an eel is inconceivable.
It is inconceivable. We will get to know a little bit more in depth. For the Hydro Viper, I'll say hi to Skyfall, who's just dropped in. Get it? Hi, folks. How are you, buddy? And that was, I believe, that was the same episode where Space Commander wondered if the fridge was an Arctic GI Joe, which, to be fair,
Should have been.
does make sense.
Yeah, no, that one works.
All right, so we're talking about the Hydro Viper. Usually, ordinarily, Nate, what I would do for you is I would show you the card first, right, as you would pick it up off the peg. I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the worst side of this figure, all right, and for Gaz's, maybe for the detriment of Gaz. But then I feel like if we build layer upon layer on this figure, we might learn to love it. So we're going to see, right? But we will start with the most negative aspect, and that is a naked Hydro Viper, or AKA Moisty Boy. And to be fair, hang on, I need to get a good look at this. To be fair, that is a shocking looking head sculpt, right?
Yeah, he looks depressed. He's not happy about being a Hydro Viper.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you.
Sad.
Guys, this is a great figure. This is a great figure.
Well, it might be later, but at the moment, it's not that great. Phil, I'm going to put myself at the bottom here because I don't like Gaz being covered up.
I don't mind it. Like, to be fair, he looks sad. I feel like a bad guy should have like angry eyes, not sad eyes.
This is the moment. This is the moment where Flint thwarts the plan, and we didn't construct the entire mass device, and he's like, sorry, because he knows he's going to be getting the brunt of it. He has got no say when it comes to the Cobra hierarchy.
No, this look is
he's just going to be thrown under the bus.
This look is, oh God, I'm a Hydro Viper.
I used to be an eel.
I was an eel, and now I'm a Hydro Viper.
Take my
I put myself through 3 years of scuba college for this.
Okay, guys.
Thank you, Nate.
Looking at just this figure as is right now, just as is. And I'm sorry if I'm not following the protocol here for your Ring a Bell show, which I love. Any G.I. Joe that was like a little bit unique as a kid to me was incredible. So the fact that he had a webbed open swimming hand, I was like, that by itself gives him like added value. I thought that was very, very cool.
Yeah, because now he doesn't have that awesome swivel arm opportunity to hold two weapons and hold correctly. Now he can just give a really moist high five and hold one weapon. No, you're right. That's definitely a selling point.
Moist high five would be in my high school metal band.
What's the
I've
point?
got-
It's not like he can.
Whether
Is
it's
he just gonna use one hand to swim? It's gonna go like this the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like
Thank you,
one
Nate.
webbed hand, one webbed hand just kind of makes it look like maybe his brother is also his cousin and his dad.
Yeah, but is the other hand also webbed though? But it's just closed and in a holding position.
No,
It could
it's
be.
a normal hand.
But we'll never.
It's
never
one
know.
flesh hand.
If it was
One
webbed,
webbed
his
hand.
thumb and his index finger would be webbed, and it's not webbed, so it's a normal hand.
So I
Oh,
think,
true, Gaz. True.
yeah, guys, it's a glove. It's a webbed glove. It's not his actual hand.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I've
these are
got
getting
enough of these
expensive.
guys, I'm sure.
That's why
Any
this
troop
figure is
order is
a mess.
tough, monetarily speaking. Now, I will say, despite having the Wizard of Oz ruby slippers, despite having a vest that looks like crocodile skin but unpainted, which I remember reading up here, Kiwi painted it black. Yep, that's a good idea. The textures are, they're there. It's a pretty good sculpt from the neck down. Do you think, though, the saving grace on this figure would be full goggles over the eyes or a sterner look?
I reckon.
An improvement?
That's a good point.
Giving him
Forget the fact that his face looks like a prolapsed rectum. Forget that. I'm sorry, Heather. I'm sorry.
If you painted this figure a completely white, he would look like the host from the X-Files.
Oh, that's true.
He'd just be swimming around in a portable pooper. What do you call it? What are those called? An outhouse. Pooper. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Porta potty.
Thank you, porta potty. It's too early for me.
All right, I will apologize for that rectum remark. It was a bit shit. Now, Brendan and I did have a fun time. It just says here, Zazel and I spent a pleasant afternoon having beers with a Hydro Viper. True. He didn't say much, but he could only carry one beer at a time, so his shouts took a while to get to the table. Yeah. Yeah, look, I've been up close and personal with this guy, and let's look at it from a different angle.
Oh, look at that great hand.
Look at that. Look at that flared hand. Like, what is that? Okay.
It's so good.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, yeah.
Somebody sculpted that. Somebody sculpted that on purpose.
Yeah. A genius.
I don't think that the side
A dope.
It's a jazz hand.
Wow.
All right, let's get a 360 on this boy, on this moisty boy. The good old wet. The wet. That's what I was at work today, and my boss was like, "What are you guys talking about?" I was like, "Hydro Viper." He was like a wet viper. I said, "Yeah, wet viper."
Kimbo just made a Pride and Prejudice comment in the comment sections, taking this whole conversation and stream to a whole another level of refinement.
Now that's a crossover,
right? I bought my wife one time Pride and Prejudice on DVD for her birthday or Mother's Day or some day, and I was going to be like, "Oh, this will be a great." I can sit down and watch a 2.5 hour movie to make my wife happy. This is going to be a no brainer. And then 5 hours in, I realized it was a mini series, and I was like, "Oh, what have I done? What have I done?"
Yeah. So, a few comments about Spycore in the chat. Not going there. Nice try. Fishing for it. So on this side, on this angle, it looks like a pretty normal scuba dude. On this side, it's a flipper frenzy, and I don't know. I'm a little bit unsure.
Because you love it so much.
I'm with Adam. I kind of dig the flipper. Not gonna lie.
All right, he's in on it. So Nate, if this was the base, if this was the figure that you were going to get, this was it. Maybe a gun. But this was basically it. Would you have gotten this figure based on the flipper hand alone?
Not based on the flipper hand alone, but because it's purple, I probably would have.
Oh. Now, keep in mind, what year did this figure come out, Zaze?
This year came out in exactly the year that they produced it and released it retail. So I guess maybe 90?
So I believe by 1990... You couldn't get a Cobra eel. Those have been out of stores for years.
So
this is the first Cobra underwater trooper we'd seen in a long time.
This is 1988.
Right, and the eels came out in what, 85?
Yeah, I believe so.
So we're getting a underwater scuba based Cobra troop. You're in. You're like, oh, this is great. Let's get some of these.
Maybe if it was in black or Cobra blue, but I think we're about to come to a point where we're gonna slap some cool on it. All right, we're gonna take that flipper hand and slap some cool on it. This is either where we're gonna get Gaz, or we're gonna take a little bit more finagling. This reminds me of the time we tried to convince Adam he was going to get a modern figure, and that figure was the Cringer and Prince Adam set. Video on Chasing 80s Toys right now. Check it out. I've got a thing for that.
Check it out one time, won't you?
So I showed up at, just a quick aside, I showed up at Joe Fest, And then Joe Ricondo comes up to me, and I had some stuff for him, and he had some stuff for me. And he says, "Yeah, I just talked to Gaz there a couple days ago, and he really wanted me to get you a Cringer set and bring you a Cringer set. If I gave it to you, he couldn't possibly say no. He'd have to have it in his collection." And he's like, and Joe Ricondo was like, "Oh, I couldn't do that to Adam." And I said, "Thank you, Joe. Now I know who my friends are."
Yeah, but I did that to you, didn't I?
You did.
In that box? What did I give you?
Oh, Funko Pops.
Not just Funko Pop. I gave you 2 Origin He-Man.
You did. You gave me 2 Origins He-Man.
So we have some Origins.
Yeah, they're on my desk at work, right beside my Funko Sergeant Slaughter Pop, because I'm like, these guys love me, but they make me have modern toys.
All right, let's
let that Adam and Cringer. Hey, what figure is this?
Yeah.
Right now we're looking cool, right? Now the flipper hand makes sense, right? Now the flippers that sort of give it a little bit more of that creep factor to go with that creepy hand, and they don't just look like Wizard of Oz ruby slippers. And now we're starting to put it together with a cool helmet, a spear gun, they call it harpoon gun, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah,
and all cool Cobras came with a hose, and this guy comes with 2
hoses. Now, I will say, I am Team Nate in that I think the just base figure is a great figure to have on his own. But as a kid in 88, 89, when I got my first Hydro Viper, and he had that mask on, that was also the summer I first saw the Predator movie, and I thought he looked just like the Predator with that mask on.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
That's true.
This is the way he was in the package, right? This is the way he was in the package. When I got him, I'm like, look, it's the Kraken. Yes.
Nice.
So we'll have a look at the packaging. Oh, by the way, these images are from 3D Joe's, the best place for 3D Joe anything or GI Joe anything. But it's a great website. Do check it out. I've already played the clip. I'll play it again later. But what do you think?
Play it.
Do the thing. All right. I appreciate that support, Gaz. Thank you.
Check it out one time, won't you?
Yeah, do check it out. It is honestly, it's a great website. So yeah, go over there and check it out after this. Yeah, see, it does give off a Predator vibe here. The only thing that I will say is that at least the Predator still looked kind of like creepy and menacing when the mask comes off. This guy looks like he's going to cry because you took his favorite toy.
Well, if you had that mask and I took it from you, would you cry?
That's a fair point.
I would.
Again, he's just like, oh my Hydro Viper.
I used to have a cool eel suit. Now I've got this.
No, my Hydro. Wait, hey, yeah.
Now we're cool.
It's like night and day. It's like perfect.
Now I do. Yeah, exactly. I will say that he does get extra points for having a removable mask and not just having it sculpted on, which, you know, you got, who was it, Wetsuit? Sculpted on mask?
Yep.
And so at least here they've got it removable. Now, Nate, you were all for it when it was just this fella, right? Now what do you think now that he's super cool and jazzed up?
110%, I'm in. I'm sold.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I agree. This guy, it puts it all together. All the accessories and all of the added bonuses to it does make this figure now stand out, right? If you were a diver, if you were a G.I. Joe diver or any diver in general, and you came face to face with this, well,
there's a lot of yellow in the water.
Like it's a good thing that I'm already in the water. Otherwise, people would know that I just wet
Thank you.
Mate, I wonder if that's why some of the G.I. Joe had yellow wetsuits. Right? That was their standard suit was in yellow. Right, let's check out another dynamic pose, shall we? Oh, look at that creep factor. This gives me vibes of like the creature, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Creature
what I'm
vibes.
saying. Yeah.
An awesome jagged knife.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
But he can only hold one of his knives or one of his guns because he's got that flared hand.
Well, I could only do that, but that's because I'm uncoordinated.
Yeah, fair enough.
To make him walk around in his flippers, looks like he's wearing like Godzilla slippers. Sorry.
It does. You're not right. Actually. Now that I'm looking at it, they kind of look like duck feet, right?
Yeah, and ducks are excellent swimmers.
That is true.
No,
You're right,
not
it
a
does
duck.
look like it.
It's a Canada goose.
It's like he's like on the shores of Loch Ness making fake Nessie tracks in mud. Sorry, I'm cracking myself up.
You're cracking yourself up?
I'm cracking.
Quacking.
myself up.
Oh,
Quacking.
stop.
Quack quack.
So let's now. I think we can all agree that when it came to G.I. Joe, accessories made the man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
But what really put it over the edge was an added little bonus.
Oh yeah.
Now, have a guess, Nate, what an added little bonus to G.I. Joe would have been.
No idea.
This was also a category in one of the games nights.
It came with an animal companion.
A little buddy.
He came with a buddy. He came with a little stingray buddy, and this was before rest in peace, Steve Irwin. But obviously, they are killers. A pet? Yeah, it came with a pet. A dog? No, not quite, but a pet nonetheless. And I'll say this, right? Up until very recent times, you know what, Robert, you have made a great point. He would fit in with Cobra La. You are absolutely right. That is a good point. In fact, if they had have made these guys Cobra La divers, I would have let a lot of things slide. Now, G.I. Joe's named their companions. So you had Mutton Junkyard, Law and Order, Dusty and Sandstorm. But with the Cobra equivalent, at least back then, they only just changed it in recent times, they didn't have names for their pets or their animal companions. So it was the Scorpion, it was a Desert Scorpion, just came with a big scorpion. This guy just comes with a ray. Croc Master just came with an alligator. Yes, probably.
Just came with a bird.
Yeah, the stingray jabs. The dots are stingray jabs. Yeah, but you can only, I mean, what would you call it? What would you call a manta ray? Other than Ray Fillet, which is a brilliant name.
So a few years ago when my daughter was much younger, we went to Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, and they were
Ripley's?
Yeah, believe it or not, we were there, and an incredible experience. But she was in the gift shop, and she was allowed to get a gift, and she couldn't decide between the stuffed adult Ray or the stuffed baby Ray, and it was an ordeal. There was tears, and she I want, and not like because she was wanting, she just her heart was broken. She couldn't have both the mother and the child of the race, and that's also my dog. And we had to go back a second time, like a year later, for her to get the baby, and she named them Ray and Ray. So
that's fair. You know what I would have called it? I would have called it Doe, with the full name Doe Ray Egon.
I would have named it Stance.
Yeah, Stance. Yeah, perfect.
I have named it Fluffles.
Fluffles.
And that's why you'd be the best Hydro Viper.
Yeah. Come on, Fluffles, kill you, moisty boy. What would you even?
Do you think that Steve Irwin was a victim of Cobra?
Oh,
Ouch!
Undoubtedly.
This is why you don't stream at home. I understand now.
That's right.
We appreciate the background commentary. You're welcome to join us on camera, though, Heather, if you really want to get in on it. It's probably a no. There she is.
Sorry, I can't keep my comments to myself. I'm sorry.
And we appreciate the running commentary. Now you can have a face full of this. Do you want to see what a prolapse rectum looks like?
So
we had a kitten with one, so that's why I had a really loud reaction to
Look at that face.
they think this figure looks terrible.
It is terrible.
Prolapse rectum, then.
It does, though, doesn't it?
We brought kittens home a couple years ago for the kids, and then one a week later had a prolapse rectum, and we had to fix that.
Yeah. Oh,
How do you fix that?
You take it to the vet, and then
they put a purse string suture in.
okay, now we're gonna get real technical.
Well, he brought it up.
I was interested to know, and now I know.
Yeah.
And I got a thing for that.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
Have you guys
audience?
you guys seen Norm Macdonald's bit about the crocodile hunter?
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's perfection.
It is. I love Norm Macdonald.
Yeah.
Now they're up there together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we can just get Kimbo on camera.
Heather says hi. She's taking the dog to the park right now because we have to take a dog to the park.
All right, Nate. Now that we have full get up and we have an animal companion, you already put it up to 110%. Are we going through the stratosphere, out of the ocean and into space with this one?
112.3%.
I
love it.
I would have loved it if Nate was like 50%. I hate stingrays.
Dropping it down. All right, so there's a good action battle shot. All of these plus rotating images can be found on 3D Joe's. I love it over there. Yeah, I feel you. Anyhow, let's go and have a squiz at the card. Gaz,
No, I'm not gonna read it.
you don't have to read it. But before we go to the card, though, I think we can all agree that he, at least in this image right now, he looks as badass as he's ever gonna, and looks way better than without the gear and stuff. Right? I'm with you on that.
So my advice: if you buy this figure, glue that helmet on so it never comes off.
That would be a great bit if they ever put these guys in a live action movie where it's like, now we have to permanently attach your helmet, but I don't want it to look permanently attached. You signed up to be a Hydro Viper. Hold still. And it's just
I don't know.
Gordon Levitt with crazy glue.
Yeah.
Correct me
I don't
if I'm
know
wrong,
if it
I
would
think
be.
in the package, when you buy him, when you get him on a card, he has the helmet on, right?
No, I do not think so. I don't think so. We'll have a look. Joe Fan 84 jumping in. That doesn't mean he's the 84th Joe Fan. That just means he was born in 84. We know him as the number one Joe Fan. Good morning, gentlemen. Can't stay on my way to work. I'll catch you on the replay. That's what my son got me for my birthday this year. Oh, nice. First time I've ever had one. If you do want to call into work, if you need a sickie, we can call in sick for you. That is a service that we provide. Will it come to classifieds? I mean, it's got to, right? It's got to come to classifieds. And will it be a better figure in deep blue? I don't know about deep blue, but if it was in black, maybe.
I think black, maybe black, or a deep blue, like a
Guys,
blue.
I think we're missing what this should have been or could have been the best. Is you take the purple and you make that black, you leave the red, and then all the yellow you make it gold, and you make him the Iron Grenadiers underwater guy.
No, they have one. The Undertow, isn't it?
Yeah, but this guy
Undertow is superior to this.
I did, as a kid, we had both of these toys in our household. I had Undertow, and it's not because I had Undertow in my personal collection, but I did think that Undertow was the better figure. And I also really liked the sculpt of his, what was it?
Barracuda, I think, right?
Barracuda.
No. Right.
It was a Barracuda. Yeah. But I really sincerely loved that figure more than this one.
It was a Barracuda, right? And that's a Stingray. Barracudas are deadlier, right? No offense, Steve.
They
Sorry,
got a
buddy.
better song.
Yeah, true.
But they're more vicious. There's actually a movie called Barracuda. Have you seen this? They're like
And a song.
Toxic, like fed in a toxic environment, like nuclear waste or toxic waste, and they just got more aggressive and stuff, and they started killing all the town folk. It was pretty good. Called Barracuda.
Imagine a more aggressive barracuda. It's already a pretty aggressive fish, right?
I love it kept killing all the townsfolk. Just don't go in the water, townsfolk. You got a barracuda problem.
Well, then Jaws wouldn't happen. Podcast from the pit. Good morning from work, legends. All these people calling in from work. Guys, let us call in sick for you so you can go home and enjoy your day.
Yeah, I've got a video or an audio clip for Zay's just ready to play if he needs to call in sick to work. It's there, it's in the group chat, and he's just ready. It's ready if he needs to call in sick. It's ready to go.
It's ready to go. We're happy to do it. WJ dropping in. Zazel, what happened? I thought you'd be in the G.I. Joe Bird collab. I wanted to be. I was going to do a Sergeant Slaughter versus the Kraken because I got a fistful of Kraken from Space Commander, and I was going to do a little play motion, but I had some technical difficulties, which actually put my own play motion on hold too. So I'm waiting for the next episode of the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship to come out. Thank you to everyone that's done a voice for me. Everyone right here has done a voice for me. I've got some epic lines from Hans Chow today that are going to be a last-minute addition. But I had some technical difficulties because I'm going on my phone. That's where I record all my stuff on. And because I've been using it also for Shoot the Shit, I think I've overused it. And I lost some footage. I lost some audio. Lucky I'd sent some of the footage to Space Commander to have a look at, and Space Commander had sent back some of that footage. Some other footage I just refilmed, and in the end, I just couldn't keep up in order to get a play motion for the G.I. Joe Berg stuff. But that's great. Came out for Cobra Convergence. I think it was like a movie-length 2-hour episode. Hans Chow, our buddy Hans Chow, did an excellent bit of play motion. Excellent voice work as always too. And everyone who did take part in that, it is an epic G.I. Joe adventure. I don't want to give away too much about it other than it would make sense that Sarge is going up against Kraken because there's a little bit of monster mayhem happening. So do go check that out as well. And thank you for saying to hit that like button, Kiwi. I appreciate it. But it's all good. I'll get in on the next one. And I'm hoping, with any luck, that by this weekend I should have the Slaughterhouse Wrestling Championship ready to go. I was almost done. But nothing sucks the fun out of something more than when you're on a roll and you feel like you're making some progress, and all of a sudden you hit a wall and something happens. And you feel like deflated, you feel like time has been wasted, time that you can't get back, things that you're proud of, gone. And then having to do it again can feel like work now, right? Not fun. It's now work, having to get all stuff done again. But anyway, that's enough about that. But do check out the International Backyard. Great stuff. Keep on Collecting also has a funny video on their channel, which has the flag on it, which was in celebration of 1,000 subscribers. Check that out too. Yeah. Mike was saying, so imagine this on the colors. You're a Joe diver in a slightly murky water. Okay. The purple in the sky would blend into the water mostly. Well, they mostly blend in, mostly. So all you see coming towards you is an indefinite dark shape. Ooh. And then with a bright red monster face coming at you. All right, that sells it. That does sell it. That sells it more than this guy swimming at you. Oh, hi, guys. I'm with Cobra.
Have any of you guys seen my inhaler?
Oh, boy.
Gaz, you're mute.
Yes, you're muted.
Sorry. To make this figure better, I think I would paint them all sorts of different shades of green. Make them look
like green would.
the creature. That's what I would do.
I agree with that 100%. Like, it's got to be like a slime, not like Ghostbusters slime. But you know, when you're in a swamp and you got that slimy, swampy green, that on this would be great. And I know I'm asking a lot, but also maybe painted on what would look like seaweed or that slime stuff, something like that.
Lose the backpack, lose the hoses, green with like the gear black, so it looks like they just created a monster and put gear on them and said go kill something.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The hoses, man, to me, if a figure had a hose when you were a kid, that was
100%.
It was like a puzzle, right? It was like you got a little puzzle. It's only 4 steps: plug in here, plug in there, plug in here, plug in there. But it's like it's part of the fun. Hey, Jimbo's here from Lago's Lair. Good morning. Good morning to you, buddy.
I bought DJ strictly because he had a hose, and then I got him home and realized he was the worst G.I. Joe in the history of the world.
Yeah, but DJs often do have a lot of hose. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I apologize.
Unbelievable.
Can you believe it?
Can you go back to the first picture of this guy?
Yeah, let me just give it a wink. First picture of this guy coming up.
Yeah, ready. Adam, I beg to differ. That is the worst figure ever.
No, if you look at DJ's stupid feet, he's the worst.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, don't look at him. That's the worst.
But at least this guy can put flippers on and save himself. DJ's feet are the worst.
That's a completely different figure right there. That's completely different.
Yeah. Could you imagine if your friend said, "This is a cool figure that I've got, and I've got a spare," right? And he's like, "Oh, I love this figure. I love this figure. He's like, I've got a spare. Do you want it?" And you're like, "Yes, please, yes." And then he's got no accessories. That's fine. I'll take it. Wow.
You celebrate. You go home. You're like, I got this sweet. There's also, I think we're forgetting the reality that any toy that had bathtub play was a brilliant thing as well. So like the fact that he's a Joe based in the water added like 50% more play value to him in my mind.
Yes. The best way to get me to bathe is, and to this day is true, is to have toys in there.
Yeah, there was just more room in the tub when you were a kid for toys.
Yeah, true. And G.I. Joe got stuck.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to have... Why don't I have that clip? All right. We're going to have a look at the card. Usually we'd start off with the card, and it would be... but we decided to go through the negatives before we get to some of the positive. And I will say that card art is A+. That is full on badass.
Yeah, that's cool.
Sorry, buddy.
That card art, that's a different figure compared to the one that you got.
Yes. But the helmet's not on.
Yeah,
so the helmet's not on. So this is like a brain fuck, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh my God, I can see how cool the card art is, but I'm looking at the figure. Right.
There's also a psychology, and I'm not sure if it was intentional from Hasbro, but when you saw a figure like this in the store, you wanted to buy it so you could have the moment of putting the helmet on. Like when you saw his gear, when you saw Joe's gear, when you saw like, the skis that some of the winter guys would come with, or, the helmets, or you're like, I want to get home and put that stuff on and together. And so there was this hope of like, oh, I get to do that. So that I think that ups the sale value when this guy's on his card.
Chris is heading off, so we'll say, see you later, buddy. And thanks for tuning in. No cringing, but do go check out his latest video. So good. And I've got to say, since we've been doing Mo Tuesday, I was legitimately looking forward to seeing what his opinion would have been on that two-figure set of Cringer and Prince Adam. The card is the original, and the figure is a dollar store version.
Really.
Nice.
Is the sea ray? Is the Ray carrying the harpoon gun?
It's on his leg. So there was a comment earlier by Kiwi saying that he attaches his to his leg. Does it actually attach to the leg?
No.
Kiwi, how did you get yours attached to the leg? You just stick it on there with like a lackey band or something? Yeah. But that's pretty cool. The color on this looks way cooler. That mask doesn't look like a mask. It looks like a face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Look at that thing, man.
Yeah.
I want that figure.
That's what I want. So good. That card art.
You see that coming at you in the murky water, man. You're out of the water.
So Todd's saying,
out of there.
Even if you're in like
you'd be running on water like a Looney Tunes. So the blue to purple fade looks awesome and could have done in color change in water. Yeah. So that's another option, color change. Notice the flippers are a darker, a light blue in comparison to the legs seem to go from like a purple to a dark blue to a light blue on the flippers there. And I kind of like that look better. Like it's all just one color all the way down. So something changed in from the card art to the color on the figure itself. But he's got a knife in his hand. This is how I know that they leaned in. They leaned in intently with the monster element of this figure, because he's not holding that harpoon gun, which makes him look more like a man. He's holding a jagged knife, which makes him look more like a creature. That hand, which looks less like a flared moist high five, and now looks like deadly claws, possibly poison tipped, and it just looks more appropriate in the reality of it than it was in the execution of the sculpting. No offense to the people that did sculpt this figure, mind you, because that is still talent, and I have zero talent. So that's not a knock on the sculptors at all. But I'm just saying the creature, the monster creature version of this. And I know, Nate, you must be loving that part of it.
Which part of it?
Being a monster. All of it.
The creature of it.
The mask really makes me think of like the Japanese like demon masks that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, even better if Hydro Viper was an updated Palatoy Kraken. Oh, yes.
That'd be great.
Boom. There's another option. So let's see it in some offense. Yeah. Some offense. Yeah. So, because I think everyone in this room right now is a fan of monster movies, creature features, the old creature from the Black Lagoon, kaiju, all of that cool stuff. And so here, I think, is where it really shines on the card. And they've really given it a lot of real estate too, considering how much of the action figure and its accessories takes up the card. Like there is nothing sacrificed here on the card art that you would sometimes see on action figures, because they've beautifully created this piece of art that sort of flows with the card art itself. Like the bubble on the card is the bubbles of the water, and he's traversing around it.
That's one of the coolest pieces of art on the jewel card I think I've ever seen.
It's pretty great. Like it's pretty
beautiful.
It looks, again, like you're saying, like a movie, like a monster movie poster almost.
Right.
Which I'm down for.
Oh, man, it just looks so great. They look like ears now. That looks like a mouth. It does not look like. They don't even look like hoses now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they are hoses, but it looks more like tentacles or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it's got a very organic look about it.
It's just a shame about all those pockets and pouches to sort of give it away.
They even work in the card art. I mean, it looks good. I mean, what is that like? Yeah, it's like you said, it's like Cobra Blue with the purple, and it's like a brown on the belt. It just fits. And then you look at the figure and you're like, oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, until he's all souped up. Adam makes a good point Adam makes a good point where he says you get to put this guy together. You get to put the helmet on. You get to put the backpack on. You get to put the hoses in. You get to put the slippers on. Flippers, sorry. And then that's where he starts to shine. But has there ever been a G.I. Joe? I can't tell from memory if there's ever been a G.I. Joe where you have to, after you pull him out from the card, remove accessories. Like they're all just always come off, right?
Yeah, that's a basic figure, I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So Zazel, I'm gonna send you something real quick. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can do it, but I've made up
a picture of your cat, is it?
No, it's not a picture of my cat.
Okay.
that would be awful. But it's a recolored version of the Hydro Viper base figure that maybe looks a little bit more card accurate. To see if I can salvage this guy. If this quick little paint app will just salvage the guy. So give me 2 seconds.
Are you sending it to me, or are you gonna make it so I can put it on the screen?
I just sent it to your messenger.
Oh, that's how we do it here. This is old school. Here we go. All right. Just while let me just load this video up, and while I do, we'll just go ahead and.
This is Sky, mate. G.I. Joe will be right back.
All right. So let me just remove this real quick. Yeah. Did you do this while we were talking just now?
Yeah.
You're very creative. Like when you put Cringe's head above the fireplace.
Right. But so on the card art, he's got like a black vest, and I think if he just had black vest and black legs, I think it makes the figure look a little more menacing. And I also give him meaner eyebrows, so he's not so dopey looking.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'll see if I can look at base in the place. Yeah. You're right. It does look better.
That little crease in the eyebrows.
Yeah, it
makes
works.
a whole lot of difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, Kimball makes a comment, and I want to just touch on it for a second because I wanted to say this when you're talking about Undertow. Were you guys so desperate for ninjas in the 80s that all the scuba guys kind of doubled as ninjas as well?
Some, yeah. I mean, and does it go the other way?
Yeah, I don't know. But like Undertow's specific mask looks very much like a ninja mask.
Yeah.
Right. And even Torpedo to some degree with his like his wetsuit. It just kind of looked like a ninja to me when I was a kid. I used him as a ninja and a scuba, both.
I don't disagree with this comment either. A robe and a cup of coffee. Took them long enough to make a G.I. Joe a cup of coffee. Do you think as a diver you should have ninja skills anyway? Because what are your options when you're out of the water? You can't run with flippers.
Well, I mean, Torpedo's a SEAL, so he'll have some sort of martial arts ability. And
I would okay.
What if these guys were just like raised in water and they just can't walk on dry land and they just flop about like a fish?
Yeah, true.
I think Zazel's comment of he can't run in flippers suggests that you just can't take the flippers off. Like they're always on there. So
it's part of the uniform. You don't throw a beret off, do you? No, you keep it on.
I'd love to see a UFC.
It's like Disneyland. You're not allowed to take it off. You're not allowed to break character.
No.
I'd love to see a UFC tournament, but everybody's wearing flippers. You have to wear flippers to fight.
Yeah, but if you're in the heat of battle and they're on your ass, what are you going to do? Stop and kick off your flips?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I'm a commando for Snake Eyes kind of guy. I'm not a ninja Snake Eyes. I'm a commando Snake Eyes.
Right.
I don't think.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. I'll can't wait to hang out with you and Phil. Looking forward to it. Flipper Foo. Flipper Foo. Yeah, I love that.
All you got to do is downsize those slippers a little and keep them on.
No, well, I mean, I like them. I just think it would be better if they were the color in the card art. But I think they're actually sculpted pretty well. I mean, they look part of the creature sensibility of it all is that it does look like they're not flippers. These are feet.
Yeah.
These aren't flippers. These are feet.
Yeah.
All right.
You could throw it like a ninja star.
I just don't know why they won't.
See, that's how I know Kim and I are meant to be together, because I was thinking the exact same thing.
Nice. Flipper stars. He's flipping out.
He's flipping out. I also want to say that if you compare this guy to like the rest of the 88 Cobras, the color scheme was kind of on point, right? Like you had Voltar, and the purple was kind of a thing back then. So I think it's unfair to harp on this guy for being like, oh, his color scheme is crazy.
I will say this. I do agree with the comments being made about him looking more like a Cobra La guy, and I would have been all on board if this was a Cobra La character, right? But I will say, and I'm a big fan of Nemesis Enforcer, I will say that for action figure to action figure, this guy is more menacing than the action figure of Nemesis Enforcer. And I would almost argue that creature to creature, this card art makes him look way scarier than Nemesis Enforcer. And I love Nemesis Enforcer. Love him.
Yeah.
The immortal Nemesis Enforcer.
Hydro Viper gets an A+ from Adam.
Yep. Fair enough. Nate? All carded up. What do you give this guy now? Because you've already given him high marks as a single loose figure without accessories, more so with accessories, more so again with the animal companion, now fully carded up. Has he gained points or lost points?
Gained points. That card art is fantastic. Like I would have that on the side of my van if I had a van.
Get a van.
Yeah, I want to get a van.
So, I mean, yeah. I hate to say it, but I don't think that I prefer having a non-removable helmet because I like the playability of being able to have your options, right? Yeah. The eel didn't have a removable helmet. Wetsuit didn't have a removable helmet. You get two action figures if you got a removable helmet, right? Top 5 Cobra from Phil. Well, if Phil says it's the top 5, that's got to be.
I think this figure would have benefited from a non-removable helmet because you could have got the sculpt a little bit more like the card art.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a good point.
But I just love it when toys are toys too, though, you know?
And maybe just maybe a resculpting of that hand so it's kind of like the way it is in there. Maybe the index fingers coming up like that.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then a little bit sharper. Yeah.
Hey, what if you're going to get
maybe is a little bit.
Nate, when you guys all come to Canada, all of us for RonCon, I suggest that we take this Hydro Viper card art and then get it tattooed on its side on all 4 of our backs. So if we lay at the beach next to each other, back to back, it makes up the card art of this guy.
All right.
Done.
I'm getting an EO. I'm not doing that.
It's like right in the middle. It's like the head and the arms is like Nate and Zazel, and then like the waist area is an eel, like it's a long color, and then the legs and manta are on my back, and
yeah, but I'll also throw in the campaign cover somewhere there for Sarge as well.
Yeah.
I almost got a Sarge tattoo when I was in the States. I'll do it one day. All right, shall we have a look at the back of the card now?
Yeah.
So, I really wish. I think DJ's in there. I really need to crop these figures, these card arts, we can see the little cells a little bit better. But you can see that there's actually a large selection coming at you for this era of G.I. Joe. And nothing beat the collectability of G.I. Joe than being able to tick off which ones you had and which ones you wanted, right?
Yep.
And one day we'll do the Frag Viper too, because that is a silly Billy of a toy. All right, let's go to the file card. Now the file card, Nate, we've read a few wacky file cards in our time in these 11 episodes that we've had. So either we're going to get you some points here, or if we're, I don't think he's Australian, or we're going to lose some points. We know how file cards go here. Major Blood being an interesting one, but I kind of liked his poetry. All right, let's take a look at the file card. Nate, take it away for me, please.
Hydro Vipers are qualified eagles who volunteer to be surgically altered to withstand nitrogen, narcosis, and other side effects of deep diving. Synthetic webs are implanted between their fingers and subcutaneous, whatever that is, fat
whatever that
production
means,
is simulated by chemical injections to provide natural insulation. The long-term effects of these procedures is known to be psychologically destabilizing.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, these guys just aren't human anymore. They have a handshake like a dead mackerel, and they damp spots on all the furniture. I realize that they are virtually unbeatable in underwater combat, but so is a great white shark, and I'll bet the shark is friendlier.
So wait. Is that, does that mean whatever that fat part? Does that mean they're putting like blubbering for like?
Yep.
So like that's what that means.
Yep.
Guys,
even worse. These figures even
Sounds
worse.
like
just call me Hydro Viper because I have all of that insulation. Call me Hydro. Demon of the Deep.
The card art is ripped AF, so that there's no fat injection there.
Love it.
And like, honestly, a chonky figure with a little bit more to love and a demon mask would have been cool.
And then it says they put webbing on their fingers, but only one hand has webbing.
Oh, here we go. Subcutaneous equals under the skin. Useless. Trivia Largo. That's not useless. That's good stuff. And you know what that means?
Yes.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
And G-Force Racing 20 coming in with the same bit of trivia. And you know what that means?
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
Maybe he's born with it. Yes, Demon of the Deep. And that is exactly what this little snippet looks like.
I'm gonna say Demon of the Deep with that right there. The figure.
I feel bad for Cobra's tailor who had to figure out how to make gloves for webbed hands.
True. Hey, that's true. How do you come up with this stuff? I'll say this though, those eyes, look at those dead eyes, those doe-like eyes, those lifeless eyes. They definitely are adding to the creepiness of it all. That is not a helmet. That is a head.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And there was a comment here by Johnny that I have to read out. Actually, I'll let you read it out, Nate.
Australian man abducted by purple flipper monster in suspicious airbrushed van. Stay tuned for more Tuesday action news.
So Zazel and I have been on a bit of a hunt for None of Your Toy Biz for the Punisher van. But now I want to find one and make it the custom Nate Hydro Viper van for Mo Tuesday. And that's how Klepto gets all his stuff around. He puts it all in the Hydro Viper van.
You know what? Now that you say it, he would make a pretty good. He'd make a pretty good Motu looking character, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah. Can you imagine though being Merman and you're like, I rule the waters, And then this guy shows up, and you're like, I no longer rule the water.
Oh,
You know what? I'm good.
So they were eels. So Gaz, mate, this is a step down from an eel, though, right?
The card art, no.
No, not the card art.
figure, yes. I was an eel. I was an eel.
I was once an eel.
He raises his webbed hand. Commander, can I go back to being an eel, please?
Oh. You know what? That actually would be cool.
Well, like snow serpents were eels as well, so it's like a
It
story.
would have been a good tie-in if these were actually mutated using the spores from Cobra La.
I like to think because you know that mad scientist dude, Dr. Mindbender. This is like his handiwork. Because he does that, they do that to their pilots as well. I think the pilot to the is it the Hurricane or the space? What's the space one? The little rocket. What's that called? The stiletto. The stiletto, right?
Yeah, the stiletto. Yeah.
Yeah, that pilot is also modified to handle the high G's. So it's not like a.
And this guy's modified to handle the high C's.
Yeah. This guy's
Or at
blubber
least
injections.
that's what
Was that?
Yeah, that's what they get told. Is I fused your DNA with that of a rhinoceros. Why? It's going to help you in space, dummy.
But yeah, injections of blubber, a webbed hand, a cool mask. They should have made that his head.
I just feel good that I could be part of the Hydro Viper squad with all of my blubber. Mine hasn't been chemically injected unless you call carbs chemically injection. Carbs are my
Hydro Vipers laying around with boxes of pizza and beer. That's how they get their blubber.
Eel after surgery. One last question, Doc. Is this reversible?
That's amazing.
I will say Hydro Viper sounds cooler than Eel, though.
No.
No? Okay. Well, fair enough. I agree, Gaz.
No, fine.
I mean, Hydro Viper is cool, but like eel, when you say eel, you think of those like slithery sneak with the freaking teeth coming at you.
Do you think they call them eels because they're like the snakes of the ocean?
Probably. That's brilliant.
They're called Cobra.
That's cool. That's cool.
Cool, man.
That's so cool, man. Oh, dude, that's so. Do you reckon? Oh, that blew my mind, dude.
What are we doing right now?
Are you saying that? Okay, Cecil, are you saying that all Hydro Vipers are from like California?
Like, are we doing a bit? Is this a new bit?
Cali Cobras.
Cali Cobras.
California Cobra. Hydro Vipers know how to party.
Oh, when you said Cali Cobras, I thought it would be like they've just
cats?
fused eels with like calico cats.
Oh yeah.
They're all packed with different color eyes.
Oh no!
I knew we'd come back to cat talk.
Cat chat.
Hydro Vipers have told their boys we're going insane and reaping the benefits.
We've got the bends.
You go around the bends. Oh.
I mean,
Anyway.
the concept and the idea of the Hydro Viper is really cool, but the figure, it just didn't turn out that way.
So that comment that was made earlier about being in murky water and coming face to face with that would look more menacing than an eel or
definitely.
Were there any other than Undertow? Were there any other divers for Cobra? I could have sworn there were more.
And then the eel too, that was like blue and yellow, right?
Right.
K-Dog Broadcasting, thanks for tuning in anyway, even though it is early morning where you are. It is the witching hour over here. Actually, no, that's not true. What's the witching hour? Like midnight? It's not midnight. It's not even close. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think he's.
I haven't gotten enough sleep since getting up at 4 a.m. But have we swayed you guys on the Hydro Viper?
Well, Phil's comment from the beginning where he said something about if it's Swayze's buying everybody a drink.
Right.
You're safe, Phil. That's not swayed me in a bit.
Ah. Dang it. Next time we go to Joe Fest, I'm going to pick up every single Hydro Viper I can find and hide it in the luggage.
I threw them back.
I tried, and Gaz threw them away. He said, no, friends don't let friends Hydro Viper, he said.
Okay, we got a request from Kimbo. We got to say no to Kimbo.
Adam happens to be a whiz with a 3D printer. So what he needs to do is print a life-sized Hydro Viper without the mask, and then secretly have it shipped to Gaz. And be like, knock, knock, UPS, here's a giant box. Ooh, what's this? Boom. Giant Hydro Viper in your living room.
No, Nate. I don't want to. I don't want to dislike Adam.
That's good.
Don't make me do this.
Don't do this, Adam, please.
Listen, we all have our lots in life here, Gaz. We've all got things we got to do. And, you know, when Nate gives me a good idea, you got to commit to the joke.
No.
Is this better for you, Gaz?
It's slightly better.
It's not a GoFundMe for Solomon.
Can we make the red part black too? Maybe that would also help.
Hold on, I'm working on one right here for a second. Zay, give me 2 minutes, and then I'm going to give you your ultimate Hydro Viper. I think.
I think either closer to the card or you make him green with like different shades of green, like a dark green chest, or make his arms green so it looks like it's like his skin. And then you got to do something with the helmet a little bit, make him look like the creature, and then hell yeah, that's 100%.
Okay.
So Nate, I'm gonna ask, if you're a child of the 80s/90s, I think Phil said this was an 88.
Yep, it is.
Would you have picked this one up off the pegs?
Hell yeah, I would have.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
I did because of the card art. I wanted that, so I that never came off. The helmet stayed on all the time, and he was a monster.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of renting a bad game because the cover looks good.
Adam, you better not be pasting my head on.
Yes, please do.
You better not be doing that.
No,
Man.
I missed my opportunity to make the best thing ever.
Dang it. Good morning, handsome man, Ratface, 44 reviews. How are you, my friend?
All right, Days. Incoming, buddy, is what I think is your ultimate Hydro Viper.
All right, can I get the messenger again?
Yeah, is that the best way to do it?
That's how we do it.
But then I think that's the best way. Empirical evidence suggests.
While I'm waiting, Adam, are we doing Toy Biz this week or next week?
It will need to be in 2 weeks because this week I got VBS prep and then I got VBS, so it's going to be a crazy 2 weeks for me.
Then we're going to line it up with Wilhelm, right?
Yeah, because his show.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Check it out, Gaz. This one, I think we might have a winner.
No, better not be.
It's not what you think.
It's genuine. I'm being genuine here.
Yeah, look at that. A little bit better. Yeah.
Give it like a seaweed ghillie suit. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of TJC.
Oh, the ghillie suit, yeah.
All green. That. He left a sad look on his face, though.
Yeah, because he's like, I had
one job. He's saying, where's my helmet? I want my helmet.
Guys, please love me. What did I even do to you? Give me a kiss.
No, I'm sorry, man. I can't do it. I can't do it.
This reminds me of the gremlin. The girl gremlin from the end of the girl gremlin from the end of Gremlins 2. Kissy.
What? Anyway, I want you to do all of your live streams now with just that character holding his phone to the screen.
Beachhead vibes. I want to apologize to all the people that stuck through for this live. I think we lost a couple there. But I appreciate it. We have fun. And we also do this.
We have fun. Yeah, that's good stuff. This is
Gillyweed. Nice.
Gillyweed.
Yeah, I think Adam wanted to like crop a picture of Gaz's head on, but he couldn't find any pictures with like sad dead eyes.
Yeah, sad Gaz.
Less is more. You're right. There's no such thing as sad Gaz though, so you couldn't find a sad Gaz face.
No. But I will say at Joe Fest this year, I was digging through some of the bins, the big old bins we saw there. And at one point in time, I had 3 Hydro Vipers in my hand to add to my Hydro Viper collection. And in honor of Gaz, I put them down and bought eels instead.
I thought you were going to say you were looking over your shoulder to see if I was there.
Yeah. Then I blacked out in the back of the head, and I was like, oh, I thought Gaz wasn't here.
Even if it turned out that I didn't like the Hydro Viper figures, I would still want one just because Gaz hates them so much that every time I look at that figure, I would think, hey, Gaz hates that.
Hydro Viper
a little bit of Gaz.
It's Gaz and Spikor, right?
Oh, yeah. But angrier. Yeah. Like, you just hate Spikor. Gaz was angry that I put an answer that was high. So it was a little bit personal.
I wasn't the only one who was angry about that.
Oh, I was furious. It made no sense.
Hydro Viper.
We listed off all of them were there. Undertow was there. Wetsuit, Torpedo. Everybody was there. Last one, Cobra Eel. No, that wasn't even the last answer. I think I said that early and it wasn't on there. And I was like, how is he not on there? I was like bewildered. I'm going,
Gaz, I think it was your first answer. I think it was like empty board.
I got this guy's. Eel. No.
Yeah.
What?
and then just threw you off for the rest of the game.
And then it went through and everybody got it wrong. Like there was still a couple, and then Hydro Viper comes up and you're like, no.
Over eel?
Over
eel?
That's
amazing. Gaz will be telling this story to his grandchildren one day. We're like, little piece of me died that day.
I don't think Cutter or Shipwreck on that list. I don't think so.
Well,
I would watch a Netflix reality show that's a dating show, and it's Gaz going on a series of first dates where he has to start the date with the conversation with like, yes, my buddy in Canada, he was playing this online game, but he's got to salvage the date after that story. And it's like, you put the eel, you put a Hydro Viper. Anyway, so what do you do for work? Like,
you know what I've been doing lately is I've been if I'm ever stuck in a scenario where I have to talk to somebody I've never met, I refuse to talk about the weather and I refuse to talk about anything mundane. So I will lead conversations with, so UFOs, they a thing?
Right.
And just sort of take it up from there. And if they don't want any part of that conversation, well, then go enjoy the weather somewhere else, bucko. Let's celebrate.
My go-to conversation starter is, who's your favorite James Bond?
Oh, that's a good one.
Ready? I got that. I got an answer for that. I don't even say anything. Right there.
My version of that conversation.
Oh, there it is.
Sean Connery.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Missed it. Whoop.
Right there. Right there, Sean Connery.
Yep.
Here's a shout out to our mum.
Conversation.
Johnny Quest. I love that show.
So K-Dog is asking, am I the only one who knows Johnny Quest because it was one of my mum's favorite shows growing up? I was introduced to a lot of Hanna-Barbera stuff by my mum because she was into that sort of stuff. And I never knew, like, I never understood how old those cartoons were, like Scooby-Doo and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Like they were well old, and I had no idea. I thought these were just brand new cartoons.
Yeah, I knew Johnny Quest, but I didn't know K-Dog's mom. She didn't introduce me to Johnny Quest. I didn't know.
No? Okay, so just you, K-Dog. But I didn't really even get into Johnny Quest that much. And Spike will give you the best hug you'll ever get, and the last hug you'll ever get too. Thanks to Nate, I got the best version of Spikecore ever, which was Sergeant Spikecore. Check out Nate's channel, and you'll see how he created that piece of resistance, or how.
Oh,
the Hydro Vipers got him.
I was gonna say he mentioned UFOs, and now he's done. My favorite. I think it was the first
secretly sent in.
I think it was the first Zaz and Gaz show where it was like 5 minutes in, and Gaz is like, "Hey guys," and well, I'm alone here talking.
I think I was talking so much shit the internet kicked me out.
Yeah,
it's the UFOs.
I remember that. Gaz was just like wide-eyed on the screen, going, "What do I do? What do I do?"
Power went out, and it never came back.
I just shut the camera up. I think we're gone, guys.
Yeah, fair enough. I should have been put on timeout. I need what do I need? I need timeout, and I need a blanket and a cookie.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to make one suggestion here. There's already been talk about what we're going to do as a group of YouTube channels and buddies. What we're going to do for Christmas, our Christmas celebration.
Let's be a group of buddies. Let's not be a group of YouTube channels.
No, we're not. But I'm just saying we're in this space, and people are like, "What are you guys doing for Christmas this year?" Because we've done the marathons and the parties and the Secret Santas and all that. I suggest that we all buy or make Gaz one piece of the Hydro Viper suit and send it to him, and so that on Christmas morning he can come down with his footy pajamas, but it's a Hydro Viper outfit.
I've got no skill. I got no skill enough to do that.
That's a bad idea.
Is it a bad idea or the greatest idea? We'll let the comments decide. Should we get Gaz a footsie pajama version of the Hydro Viper suit?
If you're going to have a Hydro Viper suit, it has to be fully footsie pajama, but it also have to have built-in mittens. I want to shout out Yorktown Joe, but for the fact that this is a Cobra Convergence episode, we're going to call him Yorktown Cobra. That makes sense. That was funnier in my head. Retracted.
No, I'm gonna hide his sad face. It'll look like the pink bunny suit from A Christmas Story, but it's just Gaz like I'm a Hydro Viper.
Yeah, I don't know that.
No.
I wanted to be an eel for Christmas.
Look, this is me putting my foot down. No.
Your webbed foot?
Absolutely not.
So we already have
putting his flipper down.
You might get a crochet one.
Come on, Kimberly, don't do this to me.
He's not bluffing yet.
Yeah. Would you compromise though?
Make anything.
Sorry, Nate, you go. Sorry, buddy.
I was just saying, she's not bluffing. She can literally make anything.
Yes, I agree.
Please, no, please.
Now, Gaz, would you compromise and would you accept a Hydro Viper if Adam was willing to accept a Prince Adam Cringer modern 2-pack?
And display it proudly?
Exactly. Would that be a compromise that could happen?
Oh yeah.
So you mean I want to understand
figure, not a suit. Not a suit, not a crocheted suit.
No.
Not a pajama suit, but just a
figure for figure. Yeah.
Let me get this straight. You're asking Gaz if he will accept a vintage figure in a line he currently collects.
Yeah.
If I will accept a modern figure in a line I don't collect.
Right, but Adam, I think what you're failing to notice is that I didn't say, Adam, would you compromise? Because I know you won't compromise. You won't compromise on that. But Gaz, if Adam decided out of a miracle that he would pick up the 2-pack of Prince Adam and Cringer, that you might be open to the idea of.
I would, yes.
But Adam's not going to do
All
that,
right.
so we'll move on. Yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Adam,
code
poo-pooed
name.
that idea.
So you see a lot. I don't know if you guys have noticed since the pack came out, a lot of guys are doing the head swap. Stop biting my arm. Sorry, my dog is like gnawing on my arm right now. It's driving me crazy. And I'm trying not to like go nuts on him on live internet here.
That was for the idea of creating a suit for Gaz. Thank you, Gaz.
Yeah, take that, Adam.
You mean the thing that's going to actually really for real happen?
Well, GeForce Racing 20 is saying if Kim can crochet the purple onesie bracer web gear flipper hand are all pretty to come by or make. So there you go. You just got to come up with the onesie braces, and you can just pick up some web gear.
This is not happening. Stop.
Yeah, you think it's not happening, but it's happening.
It's not happening.
Do it. Show the pup. Do it.
Show the pup.
Yeah. Hey, Gaz, remember when I showed my pup and it bit me?
Oh yeah.
It's a baby.
All right.
Sir.
Hey, okay, puppy. Bite him really hard.
Hey. He doesn't need your encouragement to be a nut. He's only one, so he's a puppy. He's just massive. And
yeah.
So it's not. I've been told it's not his fault.
Oh, okay. Nate, read this one out while I queue up the thing.
Remember, kids, running downstairs in crocheted Hydro Viper footsie pajamas could lead to serious tripping injury or death. Now we know.
Because knowing is half the battle.
Space Commando.
So, guys, Zazel, I'm gonna send. Gaz, don't read into this. All right, like maybe things aren't happening. Don't read into this too much. But ironically, Zaz, I just sent you another picture in Messenger, and I'm something may be happening. I don't know, but the expression on this lad's face does look a lot like the expression on the hyper.
This is giving Gaz energy. All right, before I show this off, though, Kimbo, if you could make a crochet campaign cover, I would be very happy. All right. This is perfect.
No.
Imagine, if you will, Gaz has just been given a crochet Hydro Viper full outfit. And as much as you think that he might just appreciate Kimbo spending all of that time crocheting such a delicacy, he comes at you.
But that's exactly the look of the Hydro Viper.
Yeah,
Thanks,
that's where they get the inspiration for it.
This has got to be the most off-the-wall episode of O Ring a Bell we've done.
Is that a bad thing?
Groovy dots, yes.
If you guys want to crochet me a Godzilla suit, 110%.
Oh, now that would be pretty cool.
This isn't Gaz ordering suits. This is us making you.
See if you can ask for a campaign cover.
So, Kimbo, I think Nate will be able to tell you exactly what a campaign cover is, considering he's made a few out of, I don't know, different bits and pieces, like plastic, definitely. What was the Jarhead one made from?
Sergeant Strawber.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
So,
Give me a second.
yeah, go grab it. So good.
It's so good.
So good. So good.
I like you. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, no. Can you imagine, though, if there was a kid who was very excited about a crocheted Hydro Viper suit, and so then he wore one to the beach, and he went swimming, and then it was like he drowned because all the wool absorbed the water? Nate, that's brilliant, buddy.
That is brilliant. I love those things.
Yeah.
Sergeant Strawber.
I finally got some different resins, so I need to start experimenting with them again.
I love those.
I still haven't made one yet or anything like that. So
You haven't made what? Sorry.
So I haven't made you one yet, either.
Oh, well, yeah.
It'll happen.
No rush, no rush. Sarge is my jam too, buddy. 3D print the face mask.
You got it.
Yeah.
The problem is, I don't think Gaz has it in him not to be a smiley, happy individual. That even if he hated it, you wouldn't know.
Well, we could include like one of those Halloween masks that was just like a plastic clamshell of another face with two eyeballs in it, like the '80s mask, and then we can have a sad viper mask covering up with Gaz's happy face.
Should stop talking about this because it's not happening.
Joe Fest 2025, buddy. Hydro Viper Gaz.
Not happening.
PowerCon. What if it's not? What if we disguise it as a Motu character?
If this happens, somebody's going to end up with a modern collection. Right here.
I love that we're threatening each other with like, I'll buy you extra toys.
I will buy you so many cool things.
I just see Gaz in a purple wetsuit flippering around Joe Fest, giving moist high fives.
Yeah, that's the move.
You know what the trick is, right? We all got to get when we go to RonCon, right? We're gonna have the epic slumber party, right? And the way we do it is we just give everyone out their own onesies, right?
No.
Gaz's just happens to be purple.
No,
right? And then slowly we introduce more and more things like, oh, we're going to do some baking. Everyone put on their oven mitts. And he's like, why is my oven mitt webbed? Cutthroat Comics is here. How are you, buddy? This was our first guest, Gaz, when we were doing,
That's right.
finally we're able to do a full episode with the power remained.
Yeah.
And the Lilith is here, just passing through to say hello. About to jump in the taxi to home. Where have you been? You've been out partying on a Monday?
Safe trip home.
Yeah. Stay
All
safe.
those Monday parties.
Nate, are we going to make it this year to, not this year, because that'll be crazy, but are we going to make it next year to PowerCon?
I wish.
Kimbo. I'll ask the boss. Kimbo, are we going to make it to PowerCon next year? I think yes.
Yes, I think yes.
I would love to. Might have to sell an organ or two, but we'll see.
Sell a piano.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Brilliant. When and what is RonCon? I had the most remarkable experience happen to me when I went to Canada. Not only did I see a guy tear his ballsack or penis. We don't know where it was coming from.
At a wrestling event. It was at a wrestling event.
I called out, he broke his doodle. So not only did I see that happen in Canada, but I also went to what I would consider one of the best toy stores I've ever been to. And I knew from Adam that it was going to be pretty wild because one of the things he told me was that he met this guy at least half a dozen times or more. And every time that he meets him, it's like Groundhog Day because it's like a reset. He never remembers that he's met him. And I was like, okay, that's great. So I was anticipating something weird, but never did I anticipate how weird it was going to be. So we get there. What was the name of the store, Adam?
I believe it's called... no, I know what factory it's called. It's called Comic Alley Toys. It's in Oshawa, Ontario.
Perfect. Go and check it out. Ooh, I got a thing for that. Hang on.
Check it out one time, won't you?
So anyway, we get there, and it's pretty normal, pretty normal experience to begin with. We're looking at cool toys, and we finally get to where the G.I. Joes are, and I noticed that there is a 2006 G.I. Joe Con exclusive Sarge, and it's signed by Sergeant Slaughter. And this guy comes up, and I think he's the owner. Is that what you said, Adam? He's the owner of the store?
The owner, yeah.
The owner of the store comes up to me and he says, Ron signed that. And I immediately thought Ron Rudat had signed it. And I was like, why would Ron Rudat sign this? It literally made no sense. And he's like, that's Sergeant Slaughter's real name. I was like, Ron? And he goes, yeah, Ron. I was like, Ron? He's like, yeah, Ron. I was like, Ron is Sergeant Slaughter's real name. Now, what I was thinking that was going to happen is if I said Ron 3 times, he'd pick up and go, oh, sorry, Rob, like, Robert Remus, right? Because we all know the Sarge is Sergeant Slaughter, file name classified, but also we know him to be Robert Remus. And so when he said Ron, it blew my mind. And then I just kept being confused by that statement. And he goes, yeah, I used to be his handler. I would drive him around town and he would let me call him Ron. And I was like, are you sure? And at no point did I decide that I was going to correct the man. Like, I had literally just spent a week staying with his daughter, Kelly. I had literally just spent 3 days staying at the Sarge's house. I had just had Joe Fest happen and spent time with the Sarge there too. And all of those things had just happened. But and at the time, had the only Sergeant Slaughter related YouTube channel. Ron Rebus. So I thought it was just absolutely mind-blowing that this guy was trying to sell the fact that his name was Ron. But I let him have his moment. I was like, he was chuffed. He was proud as punch to be telling us about this experience that he had being the driver for Ron. And so we decided to just roll with it. And I was like, yeah, cool. That sounds really cool. And then after that, we decided that one day we'll get all our buddies together and have a little mini convention at this store and call it RonCon.
Right.
Yeah. So long story short, the guy thought his name was Ron. And probably still does. To this day.
Yeah. So there will be a small and specific gathering of excellent people in Canada called RonCon, and oh, the adventures we shall have.
And then we'll go to Zellers with the fellas.
Zellers with the fellers. Yeah. Now we're talking.
Now, could you imagine though? I could have been a complete and utter jerkwad and gone, no, it's not. It's not Ron. It's actually Robert Remus, and I actually am his best friend. So, but I didn't do that. I just let him have his moment, and he seemed so happy about it that I literally could not, as you said before, I could not yuck his yum. He was having such a great time telling us about that I was enamored with the story he was telling. True or false? I don't know. I don't know if he really was his handler. I think we had a chat with Sarge one time before a live stream. If he's ever let anyone call him Ron, he had no idea. But the idea was not to go back there and correct the man. If we all go back there, we will lean into it.
And to be fair, everybody on the stream has gotten things that I've gotten from that store, or will soon have things from that store. It's a brilliant store.
Oh, it's a great store. Yeah.
I think Michael Mercy was going to ask the question. So he's in Canada. So going to Oshawa is worth the drive, my friend, to go to that store. We could actually do a toy hunt together there.
That would be cool. I've experienced a toy hunt with Adam and his family, and that is event stuff right there.
Yeah.
I'm not good at haggling. But your son was able to get such a deal. Nate, as a fellow Aussie, when you go to like a toy fair or a swap meet or a market or whatever, do you haggle the price, or you just accept the price as what it is?
I'm not comfortable doing it. Occasionally, like, I will offer a lower price. But I don't like stand there and argue the matter. I say, hey, would you take this? And they'll say yes or no.
Yeah. I'm kind of the same way.
Like argue the fact.
If it's cash only, and it's like $10 and I have $10, I'm not going to say, will you take $8 and give me 2, right? I'll be like, okay, here's a tenner, right? Gaz, what's it like statewide? Like a lot of haggling?
No, there's no haggling at shows. I walk up and I say, so this is $10? Yeah. Okay, thanks. I just walk away.
So you would have been proud of my son at Joe Fest, Zazel. He was wheeling wheeling and dealing all weekend. I thought like, oh, it's a big show. Like it's a big show. I was like, oh, I'm going to have my son there and he's going to be like maybe a little apprehensive and I'm going to have to, make him. And we got in the door. And so the first thing I did was I was talking to Pixel Dan about Mo Tuesday. And so that might happen. And then my son's gone. And I'm like, I've lost my son, like in Joe Fest. Like I don't know where it is. He's just gone into the mass.
Bring back my son.
Yeah, I was like, I have a specific set of skills. And Pixel Dan's like, what are you talking about? And then, so I called my son. And I was like, hey, buddy, where are you? He's like, Dad, I'm making a Marauder. I'm okay, fine. He was just like doing his own thing. But he was wheeling and dealing classifieds all weekend. And it was on the Saturday, he picked up a Torpedo classified and it was $20, which is a great price. And he says to the guy at this booth, he goes, would you take 15? And the guy goes, oh, and just stares at my son for like at least 2 minutes. He just like stared at him thinking. And my son didn't blink. He just like stared back at him like, like very intense. And then the guy was like, I can't do 15. And my son goes, then you're not going to have a sale. And he walked away.
That's so good.
It was incredible.
But you heard off that Grayson had a stack of toys before he even spent a dime.
So there are some people in this friendship group that are incredible. And when they heard my son was coming, they wanted to ensure he had an incredible time. So before Joe Fest opened, he had, I think, 8 classified figures ready to go. And,
nice.
And so Joe Racondo and Wilhelm, they were just they were brilliant to my boy. And also that primed the pump where he's like, well, now I got a classified, like a big collection, because he had 5 or 6 of them already. And he's like, now I got, and it just like primed the pump to be like, now let's go. Here we go. Now we're gonna get some classifieds. So it was
Does
great.
he have a Sarge yet?
Yeah, he got it. He bought a Sarge. That was the last thing he bought at the thing. I think he got it for $12 because he was haggling so hard.
Oh, bargain.
Yeah, but Zays, I do need to get going to work shortly. But I did just.
If you want, I can ring in sick for you. You don't have to go.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Then
do the thing.
Yeah, but I did send you one more picture to the Messenger app if you want to check that real quick. And
okay. Oh no!
No.
Okay.
Get that off screen. That's terrible. That's terrible. What is that? That's not even a Hydro Viper.
Oh,
that's gonna be.
You can remove that from the screen, please. You can remove it.
That's gonna be the next time, man.
I thought you were my friend, Adam.
Will,
That's not you,
Will
Wallpaper.
just showed up in time to see that happen. How are you, Will?
Hey, Will.
That's terrible. I thought we were friends.
We are friends, buddy. That's because friends help friends, like Hydro Vipers.
No,
He's just hacking on you.
My favorite. All right, guys, I need to go and help my wife get the laundry sorted, and then I'm going to go to work, and then
Yeah,
I
I gotta go too. I gotta give my son back his laptop. So we'll say our goodbyes then. Nate, thank you for 11 episodes. We're coming back for a 12th next week to continue Cobra Convergence 8. Adam, thanks for hanging out with us, buddy. Gaz will be hanging out again tomorrow/today for you. But Nate, I think we're going to go Cobra again to keep the theme going. If you're happy with that, we'll come back for episode 12. Will be another Cobra. Have you got any recommendations, Nate, that you want to look at, or should I just see whatever Gaz doesn't like and we'll do that one?
Yeah, do that again. That was fun.
I think you guys should keep it lots of alliteration and do twinning at 12.
Oh, smart. Love it. That's good. All right. Okay. All right. And with that, we'll get out of here. Yeah. Thanks everyone. And we'll see you on the next one. Cobra!
Cobra!
Thank you, Nate. Thank you.